Hey everybody, and welcome back to our Bible study, and we are on Revelation chapter 10. So if you've been following along with me day by day as I've been posting these, you will notice we had a little bit of a break. I was on vacation for a week, and then my husband was home. We were doing home renovations, and then we've had a couple of snow days, so it's been kind of crazy. But hopefully we're back on track and able to do this day by day and get through the book of Revelation. I also want to just remind you of exactly what this Bible study is. So I'm not really giving you like a commentary or preaching on each chapter. What I really want you to do is to not be afraid to jump in and read this book yourself. The book of Daniel and the book of Revelation are two of my favorite books, and it's so sad for me that so many people are just afraid to jump in and read it when it's really not that hard. But what I want to do with each chapter, and what I'm doing as I'm going through the study, is just kind of talking a little bit about each chapter and what to expect so that then you can dive in and read the chapter for yourself. So, like I said, Daniel and Revelation are my two favorite books, and we did a Bible study on Daniel already. And I've been saying all along during this Revelation study that it's really important that you go back and have a really good grasp on the book of Daniel before you jump into Revelation. And today that is specifically important. We are on chapter 10 in Revelation. And what we're going to see here is a lot of things that go back to Daniel chapter 12, which is how the book of Daniel ends. So if you haven't done the study of Daniel, right now stop and do Daniel before you tackle Revelation. But if you did do the study of Daniel, even now a good time is to pause this and go back, and or after you watch this video, even before you jump into reading this chapter for yourself, go back and reread Daniel chapter 12, because Daniel chapter 12 and Revelation chapter 10 work really, really well together. So, all right, we're going to dive into what happens in Revelation chapter 10. So, like I said, it works a lot with Daniel chapter 12. So, what happens is an angel comes, and he is called a mighty angel, and he's described here as he is clothed with a cloud. He has a rainbow on his head, and his face is like the sun, and his feet are like pillars of fire. You'll also see here that he has 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water. That is very similar to what happens in Daniel chapter 12 with the angel. So in Daniel chapter 12, we're pretty sure that that angel is Michael. So that is probably the same angel that is here in Daniel chapter 10. So the angel has a book in his hands, and he begins speaking, and when he speaks, he sounds like a lion roaring. And after the lion roaring, or after he speaks, it sounds like a lion roaring, then we have other multiples that begin speaking. And so John begins writing down all the things that they're saying, but then he's told, no, you need to stop. You can't write this down because you're not going to tell this part. So we don't even know what they said. So it's more prophecy that we don't even know about. But then John is told to go up to the angel and ask him for a book, because he has a tiny book. So if you go back and you read Daniel chapter 12, you'll remember that there's a tiny book there that that Daniel had written down a certain prophecy, but that had been sealed up and we weren't allowed to know what it is. So now I'm pretty sure that this is that same small book. And John is told to eat part of the book. And as he eats it, it tastes like honey, but after that he is sick. So it's both sweet and bitter. And then Jesus says, you are about to hear a whole lot more prophecy, and you can write this down. So this is kind of like an interlude. So we've been working up to this point, and now we're going to have the next couple of chapters, which is a little bit of an interlude, where we're going to find out what all is happening. So before you jump into reading this, go back, read Daniel chapter 12, then jump in here to Revelation chapter 10, and see the similarities between the small book that is opened and read, and also the similarities between the angels, because that's pretty cool. So all that really happens here is an angel comes, he speaks something. We don't know what he speaks because John's not allowed to tell us that. And then he has a little book, probably the little book that's from Daniel. John eats it. It tastes sweet, but then it is bitter in his stomach. And then they say, all right, we're going to have some more prophecy. And then we jump into chapter 11, which you will do tomorrow. All right, I'm Laura Lee Siemens, and this is Bible Study. And we just did Revelation chapter 10.